This list of snapshots is basically infinite. We can also do some other things aside from just loading up effects. We can do things like retuning. Now I have a couple snapshots already set up here, one called -2 semitones and one called +3 semitones, and they're assigned to the letters C and D on my keyboard. So when this music is running, if I press the letter C, it's going to transpose the current song down 2 semitones, and we'll actually see that happen in the key display on screen. Check it out. And when I release, it goes back to normal, down, and back to normal again. Same thing happens with the +3 semitones. If I press D, it transposes up, and I release and it comes back down again. Now, important thing to remember about the key snapshot is that the key either raises or lowers the key setting based on where it currently is. So if I happen to already have tuned this song up by 1 semitone to match the other song I'm playing, you'll see that pressing D actually brings us up to +4 semitones. That's 1 + 3. And pressing C will actually bring us down to -1 semitones, because that's 1 - 2. So you'll always be able to key match and then retune on top of that key matching without overriding what you did. Additionally, you can play both of those snapshots at the same time to create an additive change. So here we have +3, and if I press the other button, which is -2, we'll end up with +1. As we can see, we now have a setting of 1 on the transpose by pressing both buttons. So I can actually create 3 different retunings just using those 2 buttons. Just like that. And of course, these can be layered on with all kinds of other different effects. As you guys can see here, I've got a huge list of stuff, things such as mutes, flanges. We can go ahead and play with a little bit of those. For example, mute A is assigned to my K button. In this case, it's going to override the volume setting on this channel. So if I turn this up and press K, it's going to bring the volume all the way down. So that's just a quick mute for the track. The same thing can be done with the crossfader. As you'll see, I have things here, deck A isolation and deck B isolation. And what that's going to do is it's going to move the crossfader to one extreme or the other because I've actually checked crossfader in the snapshot. So when I press 1, it brings the crossfader fully left. When I press the other one, it goes fully right, so we can't hear the music that's playing. So basically, wherever you happen to have the volume faders or the crossfader at the time when you take the snapshot is where Torq will put them when you recall the snapshot later. We can also do some other things here, like pulling up some repeats at varying tempos. I've got 4 of them saved right here at various different rates. So there's a quarter note repeat, 8th note repeat, 16th note repeat, and 32nd note repeat. So if you wanted to just be able to pull those up real quick, you don't have to worry about setting the knob at the particular position that gets you the loop size that you want and then triggering it. You already have those just one button click away. Just like that. And we can also bring up some other kind of complex shots here. You can see I've got one called Mid ISO Boost. This not only pulls up EQ kills and but also adjusts the EQ knobs at the same time. So if I press S and we take a look at the screen, we can see I've killed the low end, killed the high end, and boosted the mid all at once to get kind of a little lo-fi telephone sound. And here's another one that actually combines loading effects and EQs at the same time. This one's number A, or letter A. So that one happened to load up a stutter, a flange, and all kinds of things all at once while cutting out the low end. Now this list of snapshots is basically infinite. You can create as many snapshots as you want, learn them on keys on your keyboard, as well as learning them on buttons like on a trigger finger or an Axiom keyboard, and just have an infinite list of tricks that you can just pull out at any time just by pressing one button. So the longer you make this snapshot list, the more effect arsenal you have in your pocket.